Good evening, my friends, and welcome! We don't usually stream Hollow Knight. For those of you who've been watching the Hollow Knight recordings so far, the thing that really puts me off Path of Pain is the fact there are no save points on it. Not so much that we can't do it without save points, because with the correct combination of charms, we've got Deep Focus, Grubberfly's Elegy, and Grub Song, you literally can't lose. It's all a question of just having the determination to keep on going. More the problem is the fact that on average, according to Reddit at least anyway, the average amount of time it takes someone to take Path of Pain on is around about 6.5 hours. We're in a cost of living crisis, right? I'm not leaving my computer just on pause for 6.5 hours to be able to leave a game on pause. That's just mad. I've gone and installed a bench mod, which was what was stopping us from doing the Path of Pain. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about the charms that we are rocking today. As I mentioned, we're doing the Grubberfly Elegy, Grub Song, Deep Focus combination. That's 8 of our charm slots. That means we can't lose to spikes, because we generate more soul than we lose when we hit. And then we have Mark of Pride, just to give us a little bit more extra range on our nail. And with that, let's make a start. Okay. To witness secrets sealed, one must endure the harshest punishment. And that's it. That's your introduction. Whoops. Okay, right, immediately we're down. Darkflow, subscribe with Prime. You've been subscribed for 8 months. Here's a stream I can follow. Haven't been active in a while. How's it been? Yeah, we've been having good times. So, what have we been playing recently? We've been playing a lot of Myst recently. We tried out Can of Wormholes for a couple of episodes. I didn't really super vibe with that. But yeah, broadly speaking, pretty good. I just finished off a week on vacation, and that was good fun. Did a couple of extra streams during the middle of the day there. So we did a bit of Wind Waker, did a bit of Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisp. So yeah, how have you been, Darkflow? Not seen you in a little while, as you say. Whoa, okay. Okay, is this a bad sign that we're like really struggling with literally the first few jumps here? Okay, I know that this buzzsaw come in there. Nope. Oh, okay, it's got to be something like that. Quite fine, honestly, not much to report. You've been having some fun playing Guild Wars 2 and Peaks of Yore. Great. Ah, right, okay. So we got some guys to bounce off. That's okay, we can do that. No, you want to do it, you want to just hit it once. There's an area over to the left which also looks safe, to be fair. Good luck for Path of Pain, it's a doozy. A badge suggestion? Absolutely you can make a badge suggestion. There we go. Oh, alright. We're basically safe there. Right, where are we going? I think we just wanted to dash that. Not quite high enough there. Use the honey badge since it automatically regens your hearts. More practical than the auto-regenerating soul you've got on, if you're not mistaken. So the one I've got on is I've got the Grubberfly Grubsong Deep Focus combo, which gives us, which when we get hit gives us more soul than it requires to actually heal. Which is obviously not super useful for like the end of Path of Pain, of course. But it means that we don't have to spend quite so much time waiting for it to heal. We can just sort of jump straight back into the next attempt, which I figure would be more interesting to watch. So that was my thinking around that charm combination. But yeah, I mean, obviously Hive Blood is a very popular choice for this one because of the fight at the end of it. Oof. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that, well, I mean, the Grubberfly Elegy combo requires you to have got every single... caterpillar. So by the time people come to the White Palace, they usually don't have it yet. Ah, we got hit for a double there. But I think that's it. I think we don't need to bounce off that guy. I think we just do double jump plus double jump plus dash. Right. Oh! No! Oh, we almost got that first time! Alright. That's very doable. That's very doable. The other thing we're rocking is Mark of Pride. Our last 3 slots, just for a Mark of Pride. Just to give us a little bit of extra range on the thing. On some of these pogos, because why would you make life harder for yourself, right? Oh, no! You know what? If you were feeling really spicy, you might be able to fit through that lower gap. I totally forgot about that saw. Okay, here we go. Oh! Saved it. No! I hit the wall! I tried to dash into the wall, but I was already slightly touching it. Here we go. pretty tight, isn't it? And you get flung into the spikes. You really do. I tell you what, it's so different to Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps, right? Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps is very forgiving with its spikes. In that you can literally stand on the spikes. As long as you have enough health, the spikes take off, I think, like 3 health per second or something. But you can literally use that to get to places you're not supposed to be able to get to. Oh dear, oh dear. This is definitely harder than I was expecting it to be. Well, how hard was I expecting it to be? I mean, like, you know... Oh, no. Like, I was expecting the platforming to be tricky, but, like, these jumps are so large. As a quick check, can you actually pogo off the spikes themselves? That's kind of probably a bit important to know. No, I don't think you can. Okay. Okay. Oh, literally just slid into it. Okay, we're going to use that one. Straight into the spikes again. Shroomfi! The platforming in this game always frustrated me. And happy birthday! Thank you very much! It is my birthday! Ah. I tell you what, the platforming in this section is definitely a step up for sure. I was expecting this to be like a bit harder than the White Palace, but this is a lot harder than the White Palace. Mind you, Shroomfi, if you want some really great platforming, I've just started recording Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps, which is so good. Such an enjoyable platforming experience, it really is. Okay. Here we go. This is as far as we've got. Right. Fine, fine, fine. Oh, right. Oh, what? Oh, thank you very much, Dark. Seriously though, what was all that nonsense down there? I genuinely, I was half expecting us to get to the first safe spot there. It's like, how much nonsense is enough nonsense before you get to a safe spot? I mean, we're gradually getting more consistent with that. Whoops! Very hard to save yourself if you miss that outcrop jump. I should probably take some heals. Okay, here we go. Nope. Right, so we're back to this point. That's not what I wanted to do at all. When I do eventually, like, cut this together for YouTube into just, like, the one perfect run, it's gonna look amazing. Nimaway's in the chat. Hello, Nimaway. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Ah, might have been able to save it, but not quite. You get hit for a double when you get hit by one of those floaty guys, and then they throw you into the spikes. That's a double damage. That is. Okay. Oof, just about saved that. Okay, we've got there twice so far. How far away is that from the first safe spot, though? What? You guys heard that, right? I definitely hit it. Do I need to try and get down that flue without using my second jump? Because I'm using the monarch wings to try and center my fall, but I feel like I could really use those to slow me down so that I can time the pogo correctly. That was almost disaster. Oh no, that's doubly bad. We can't use the dash and the... Oh, I think we just kind of got to time the pogo perfectly, you know? Oh, it's all out of shape on that attempt. Yeah, I think we just need to time the pogo really well, because I don't see how you can get down that hole without using the monarch wings to center yourself. At least we're getting to this point now sort of semi-consistently. Whoa. As soon as we get one successful pogo, we can use the monarch wings again, right? Because it resets. Don't know why I dashed there. Didn't need to dash. Have a sip of tea. I've just realised, when we're at full health, can you pogo off grab a fly elegy? It's kind of weird, right? Because when you're at full health, grab a fly elegy gives you the Legend of Zelda bonus, right? I mean, we are pogoing off it. I'm going to assume it does not increase the range of your pogo or anything weird, but it does have other strange effects, like hitting both of those guys with one swing, which is kind of not ideal, actually. Okay, here we go. That's awkward. That was really close to hitting him there. You gotta pogo it just straight up. You gotta pogo straight upwards. Nope. Didn't quite make it that time. Souffle's in the chat. Hello, hello. How are you today? Happy Monday. Oh, that was not the one. Oh. How's your Monday going, Souffle? We are very much at least getting to the point where we are doing this consistently now, yeah? Oh, if we get down there, that's got to be it, right? Surely. Oh no! Oh, why did I dash? Why did I dash? You're okay, just made some bangers and mash with my flatmate, did food shopping today, had a good time chilling with her for the evening. Oh, thank you very much for the birthday wishes, Souffle. Thank you very much. And we have Jack WK in the chat as well. Jack WK, good to see you, and thank you very much for the birthday wishes. And El Pico as well. The whole gang is here. Hope you guys are all having a great Monday. We are playing Hollow Knight, Path of Pain. This is the most absurd level in the whole game, right? It's absurd to the point where there isn't even a completion percentage for completing this. It's just for people who have a bit of a Hollow Knight problem, from what I can make out. Like, you can complete the game fully and do all of the extra content. I don't think there's even an achievement for doing this. It's just for the sake of it. So this is really late game content. Obviously, it kind of goes without saying it's totally optional content. Hollow Knight, though, is one of my all-time absolute favourite games. And recently, when we decided to replay it, because we've been playing Ender Lilies, and I really enjoyed Ender Lilies, but it gave me a strong feeling for wanting to replay Hollow Knight, and I've never got the full 112% on Hollow Knight, right? So that's what we are attempting to do with our playthrough, right? We're going for the 112%. The full completion, and yeah, but this is just extra. This is just extra. This is not needed for the 112, and to be honest, I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to do this. Like, to be honest, this is just on a level of absurdity that I perhaps was not expecting or prepared for. Now, Dark Flow, I believe you have played this game before, right? Have you beaten Path of Pain yourself? Because, like, I don't know, we're not even 5% into this level, and it's just mad. So massive. I have all new. For sure, you've done it all. I have, in the last... What have we been live for now? Half an hour. In the last 30 minutes, I've developed a new level of respect for people who have done this particular challenge. Because, yeah, this is absurd. Okay. Oh no, why did I dash and not jump? Jack WK has instituted an IRL word ban, so I won't be saying that word for the rest of the stream. It's a much more reasonable word you've chosen this time than I believe last time, where you banned the word the. That was back in our Cocoon playthrough. Cocoon was nice. Cocoon was like a vibey game for sure. Hollow Knight's kind of one of those interesting games where it's definitely got a bit of a vibe to it, but I wouldn't call it a cozy game. But it is also very cute. So I don't know what you would. It's very dark though in places. Like, oh man, like some of the lore in Hollow Knight is just like. Oh, the music is a touch loud. Okay, yes, we can adjust that next time we inevitably. No, we did it. We totally did it. Ah. Oh. Okay, let's adjust the music volume. Hang on. Down to, let's try -18. Let me know how that goes. You could also launch the game to follow your progress in real time if you need any help knowing how far you are in each section. Oh, do you know what? I love it. That's like a proper stream collab right there. Amazing. Your music and your voice was pretty much the same volume. Okay, I can certainly knock down the game audio further. Let's do -20, and we'll try that. It's very hard for me to tell on the levels because I don't know. Sound engineering, genuinely, I find the hardest part of streaming and recording. I find it genuinely the hardest part. Like, because every game, the volume of every single game is slightly different, and so every single time I come to record a new game, I'm like fiddling with the levels and doing a test output, and I'm trying to listen, and obviously if I'm listening on screen, or if I'm listening on my phone, or if I'm listening on my headphones, it all sounds like the dynamic range is always slightly different, and so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I need to kind of optimize this for like something or another, but yeah. Okay, right. Crystal Dash? Oh, okay. Oh! Oh! Oh, well that section was comparatively much easier. What was that? Sound mixing is horrible. I'm having some trouble with it on your own stuff. You can relate for sure. Difficult to do. Mostly rely on my chat to tell me, and often I find it's rude to say. No, absolutely. People should totally tell you. YouTube comments as well. If you're watching on YouTube in the future, it's obviously a little bit late for me to change the mixing for you guys, but let me know so that I can tweak it in the future for future videos. But yeah, it's very difficult. So genuinely, okay, sidebar, whilst we do a little bit of story time, I was fiddling around with some of the settings in OBS. So for the streaming and for the recording, I've got a bunch of pre-processing that gets done. So things like sound gates, low pass filter, compressor, etc. And then in DaVinci, when I then come to edit it later, I'll do some post-processing as well, just to kind of like tweak the levels a little bit and change the volumes, and I have another compressor in DaVinci and things. And genuinely, in OBS, I had my mic set up and it was kind of fine. Then I added some compressor stuff and I added some things to it, and then I got this weird buzzing sound, like a kind of constant buzzing on the recording. So I was like, okay, well, something's going on a bit weird there. So I removed all of those, and then the buzzing was still there. And then I was like, oh, what? Like I deactivated them, and the buzzing was still there. And I was like, right, okay. So I deleted them entirely, right? Uninstalled OBS, reinstalled it, buzzing was gone, and I was just like, genuinely, if you are a sound engineer as like a job, and I know like one or two of them, like people who do sound as part of their job, maximum respect, because you've got to be so kind of on it, right? Like in a previous role, I used to do a lot of fiddling with oscilloscopes and stuff like that, like signal wires and bits and pieces. Nothing like particularly fancy. I mean, it was a laboratory rather than sound engineering, but it was like signal cables and stuff. And you'd constantly get picking up stuff on your oscilloscope from like the fluorescent lights overhead and all kinds of nonsense, and I just hated it so much. And I can't imagine like having that as a job, you know? It sounds like it would be like a real hassle. Oh, do you know what? This feels doable though. It's tight though. That's a bit of tight platforming there, but that's manageable. That was a quick attempt. Monarch wings should have given us a bit more height there, I feel. I feel a little bit robbed by the wings. And again, come on wings, you're supposed to lift me up where we belong. Nah, that was too close to the ground. This is where the Grubberfly elegy really comes into its own, right? Because we don't have to worry about Hive Blood giving us 20-second gaps between each of our attempts. Okay, what? Can we dash and then just jump? You can just dash and then jump. Okay, what are we looking at then for this next bit? Okay, so we can definitely do that. Can we just dash and then jump again? Do you know what? That's really close, but I think you can. You gotta be right... Oh! Gotta be right on there with the timing. But I think you can do it that way. Done! Yes! 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 That's what we want. Oh! Shoot! We're not safe there. Oh no, we are safe there. Okay. That's nice. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to... Oh, at least that counts as a safe spot. That's kind of nice. Okay, not too bad. Oh no! No! That was... Okay. No, we're gonna need to jump up to let the saw go past. Hey, that section wasn't too bad either. Man, I tell you what, that first section really does give you the... It really does give you the despair, doesn't it? Oh, didn't even see the spikes at the top there. Yeah, that first section was definitely a lot harder than anything we've done subsequently. This looks to be a little bit of a thing, doesn't it? Yeah, but I think that's it. I think it's pogo dash, pogo dash. Or pogo dash, then use the monarch wings to give you a little bit of height. Something like that. Pretty close, pretty close. The thing is, though, there's a lot of this left to go. That's the other thing, right? So the average time to complete Path of Pain, I am led to believe, is around about 4 to 6 hours. Which tells me that there's a lot more of this to come yet. Oh man, I keep getting caught on that same bit. Okay, got it. Oh, we're not safe yet though. Okay. Oh, what is this though? Oh, well, we didn't even get as far as pogoing off the saw. Ah, that was definitely not what I meant to do. Right, okay. We're up to a hard section again. Okay, not bad, not bad. Can we crystal dash through these guys? No. No, you cannot. But it's useful to know that we've got a couple of spikes there. And you can get a decent distance by crystal dashing there. Oh, that was almost sick. I feel like almost, though, it's almost advantageous to try and do it smoothly. Like, it's kind of set up to have you jump at that correct moment, you know? Do you know what I mean? There's something about the spacing of it that makes it look like that's the intended way of doing it. I mean, not that I've done it that way successfully yet. Sometimes the spikes, yeah, it feels like the spikes literally just suck you in, don't they? Okay. Oh! Okay. Aside from the fact that we got chased by the other saw blade there, that feels pretty reasonable. How are you getting on with your playthrough, Darkflow? Have you caught us up yet? As with all of these things, it does feel like okay. I think that timing is okay. Because the... Whoops, no, I didn't mean to do that. Just looked it up. Once completed, it's inaccessible. Oh no. Yet another reason to use save states. So for those of you who missed the very start of the stream, so I have gone at full disclosure, I have gone and installed a mod that allows me to deploy a bench anywhere. The reason for this is quite simple. Oh, that was it! That's the one! The reason for downloading a mod that allows me to deploy a bench is quite simple. It's because this Path of Pain is incredibly long, and we only have another hour and a half or so of this stream. And I ain't starting from the beginning. If I've got to do this over more than 1 week, I'm not doing it from the start. So I make no apologies for using a mod to save my position here. Okay. No, that's way too high. Okay, wait. How do you cancel? Is there a way to cancel Crystal Dash? Or do you just have to suck it up and deal with the fact that you slightly suck? Yeah, we just got a bit unfortunate with the timing on that one. Do you know what though? Mark of Pride, once again, being the MVP charm. I can't imagine trying and doing this without Mark of Pride. So Dark, when you do Path of Pain, what is your preferred charm loadout? Yes, we're in. Okay. Right. Okay. Wait. Oh, no, we've got another one coming here. Used to be Hive Mind, but you've proved me wrong on that one. I can't remember the other ones I've used. Fair. Oh, that's a tricky little switch. That's a tricky switchback, that one. Okay. No, right, okay, we need to get up and in and down and dash pretty quick, I think, there. Nah, okay. Dash, then do the double jump. That's so much easier. Oh, that was actually pretty close. Okay. I mean, I know the kicker is that at the end of all of this, there's actually a boss fight as well. So... Right, okay, you just got to go fast. You just got to go fast. No! Where do we go from that point as well? Where are we going from there? We got to drop down, dash, and do a switchback again. And just hope the other blade doesn't hit us. Are the blades synchronized with each other? Here's something that I've not fully established. Can you shadow dash through a saw blade? Ah, I missed it, unfortunately. But that might be an important thing. That might be a secret tool that comes in important later. Oh, that's it. You don't go for the outside at all. You just try and jump over and you just go straight for the inside. Oh, what? Ah! Oh, did you guys see that? That was actually sick. Oh, that was smooth. Right, it's all timed. It's all timed. Where are we going? Right. Whew. Safe. That was so good. That was so good. Oh no, what is that? No, I don't want to spawn enemies. I'm trying to save a recording. Oh dear. Right, that's good to know. This must be a crystal dash, right? There's no way we're getting across that. Right. Crystal dash cancel. Fine. That was huge, says Alpico. Thank you. Oh, man. Right, here we go. Wow, that was some real stuttering going on there with my game. Right. Okay, we're not gonna we're not gonna get a run as good as that for another few attempts. That was really close to first timing that, I think. Oh. Yeah, no, you need to pogo off the lower one, not the one that's high. And we need to be a touch higher than that. Oh, no, just missed the target entirely that time. I will give the Path of Pain this, right? Ah, pogoed off the wrong thing. The checkpointing, in some ways, makes it a lot more forgiving than trying to do Pantheon 4 or... I mean, obviously Pantheon 5 probably takes just as long as Path of Pain, and you have to do it in one perfect run without ever dying. And so I don't mind this vibe as much as, like, I mean, we spent... Oh, how many episodes did we spend on Path of Pain? No, not Path of Pain, Trial of the Fools. You know, I think we spent something like 3 episodes on Trial of the Fools, because every single attempt is quarter of an hour, you know? So if you're recording an episode which is going to be 45 minutes long, you get 3 attempts, and then you're saying goodbye to everyone, you know? I said it would be a little while before we got an attempt as good as our first one. Well, we didn't pogo off the right part of the thing anyway. Like, I don't think our dash would have actually taken us far enough. Okay, I deliberately threw ourselves onto the spikes there after we got hit, because if we'd taken a 3rd damage, we'd have actually been down for the count there. So, gotta be a little bit respectful, because you can take more than 1 damage per attempt. We got Tritz in the chat. Hey there, first time you see me play Hollow Knight. Yeah, so Hollow Knight, we've been playing Hollow Knight for the last few months on YouTube, specifically, which, if I just quickly just send... Is it YT? No. Is it YouTube? Yeah, there we go. So we've been playing Hollow Knight for the last few months on the YouTube channel. The goal for our Hollow Knight playthrough is 112%. Now, it's not really a blind playthrough, because I have played Hollow Knight before, but I've never 112'd it. Never even 100%'d it, to be fair. I've never beaten Radiant either. So there's quite a few little bits and pieces to do. So it's a little bit of a weird playthrough in that regard, in that... Oh, no, we don't need to come down. We need to pogo and dash straight away. So it's a little bit of a weird playthrough in the sense that the first few episodes are me being like, yeah, we know exactly where we're going, and we need to, like, beat this guy, and we'll beat this guy, and we'll use these charms, and blah, blah, blah. And then there's definitely a sort of shift later on in the playthrough, where it's like, we've never beaten Trial of the Fools before, so here's 3 episodes of me trying to do that, because I suck a little bit. But sometimes... I guess it's a pretty reasonable question, because we mostly play... Oh, there's safety up there, there's safety up there, we were so close to safety. It's a pretty reasonable question, because we play Myst, right? Like, that's probably what most people who watch this channel are watching, yeah? It's the streams that get the most viewers, and it's the videos that get the most views. I mean, my Myst YouTube videos are averaging about 200 views per episode now, which is kind of crazy. Like, I never expected that many people to want to watch me play Myst. And, but I mean, obviously I've been really enjoying Myst and so on. Oh, do you know what? I need to show you guys what I got for my birthday, actually. Oh, Souffle has sent me a little Discord in my DMs for my birthday. What? Oh. Oh, that's really nice. Thanks, Souffle. Oh, Souffle sent me some overlays. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. That's really thoughtful. That's really thoughtful. Yeah, it's my birthday today. So, which is kind of why we're doing Hollow Knight, because it's sort of more, I don't know, well, no particular reason, really. Well, there's not really any connection between Hollow Knight and my birthday at all, to be honest. Except for the fact that I really wanted to give Path of Pain a go, and I thought there's enough downtime between Path of Pain attempts that it gives me a little bit more of an opportunity to, like, chat to people in the chat whilst chatting, you know? But yeah. Oh, it is a great game. It is a great game. But yeah, Souffle, incidentally, is the artist that I partner with on all sorts of projects, right? And yeah, we've been working together now for quite a long time, right? Like, I would need to go back into the Discord about when I first worked with Souffle, like, but we're going to be getting towards our year anniversary pretty soon, I imagine. But yeah, Souffle is responsible for doing all of the emotes on the channel, so and she's great to work with. Yeah, probably about a year now. Probably about a year now. But yeah, you know, so the channel's most known for Myst, right? And puzzle games, yeah? We play puzzle games, and we like playing hard puzzle games. So what's the connection between puzzle games and Metroidvanias? Because we also play Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisps, Ender Lilies, Hollow Knight, etc., etc. So is it just the fact that, well, I like Metroidvanias and I like puzzle games, and that's all the explanation that's required? And, well, there's a little bit of that, I suppose, because I do like puzzle games and I do like Metroidvanias. But there's something about the way a good Metroidvania puts a real emphasis on exploration and discovery, which is very similar, I find. Like, the feeling of it is very similar, I find, to really good puzzle games. And so whilst the puzzles are usually of the form of hit the bad guy with your nail until the bad guy stops moving, I get that same sense of wonder and exploration playing something like Hollow Knight as I do playing Myst. Oh. Okay. Yeah, figuring out the movement to get where you need to is sort of a puzzle too, absolutely. And a good Metroidvania turns the world into a puzzle. Yeah, totally agree, Dark. Totally agree. So one of the kinds of Metroidvanias I don't like are what I would describe as linear Metroidvanias. And do you know what? Game Maker's Toolkit did a really interesting video about Metroid... Shoot, what was it called? The last Metroid game. It wasn't Zero. No, was it Metroid Zero? Metroid. It wasn't Metroid Other M. That's the one from the old GameCube. Metroid Fusion? Pulse? I don't know. They stopped numbering them ages ago. The latest one on the Switch. Because I played that, and I really struggled to get into it. And Game Maker's Toolkit did a really interesting video about that. Metroid Dread, thank you. Metroid Dread, thanks, Doug. Did a really interesting video about how Metroid Dread is well designed because the players should never feel lost whilst playing it. But for my mind, in a Metroidvania, that's a bad thing. Because if your Metroidvania is just a sequence of one-way doors, all you have is an interconnected map that you are being guided through in a very particular fashion. And I played a few hours of Metroid Dread and I really couldn't get into it because I really didn't feel like it was really a Metroidvania. Now maybe it opens up more later on in the game, you know, because obviously Metroid Dread has a particular target audience which is maybe slightly different to the Hollow Knight kind of audience. And so, yeah, so that's that. So I like a nice, good exploration-based Metroidvania. So Ori, as I say, we just did episode 1 on stream during this week. I'm giving my hands a rest for a minute. That's why we're not moving, incidentally. Just give my hands a break. Yeah, so Ori, I think, is absolutely brilliant because Ori basically gives you the tools and says, hey, if you want to sequence break this, you go ahead, right? Because fast travel is unlocked pretty early on, so if you get yourself somewhere where you're not supposed to be, you'll be able to get back, or you'll be able to find a shrine to teleport yourself out of here, so don't worry about it too much. But yeah, I mean, in Ori, you can do some pretty sequence-breaking stuff, because like some of your moves and some of your attacks give Ori a little bit of momentum. It's very similar to the sequence-breaking in Hollow Knight, about how you can do a jump, turn, not Abyss Shriek, Shadow, Hadouken, right? And that gives you a tiny bit of backward momentum to be able to get onto platforms you're not supposed to get on. So yeah, 9.5 months, Souffle. Jack says, really don't like linear games, but you also don't like open world games all that much. Bit difficult, there are exceptions both ways. Do you know what? I'm with you, Jack, on that one. Because... So one of the things I find really challenging with games which are like the big Ubisoft style games, and I'm thinking like Assassin's Creed, the Far Cry games, the Batman games, the Spider-Man games and so on, is they become very big collectathon. You have got 10 or 20 map markers going on right now, and you need to go and collect this, and you need to deliver that, and you need to... Alright. And I find those kind of games very overwhelming as well. So I prefer a much tighter, structured game, which gives you an ability for exploration and discovery and a little bit of wonder and a little bit of magic, right? Because you want to, those are the kind of emotions that I want to capture. Surprise, right? Playing a game that surprises you is, you know, by the time you're in your 30s, playing a game that surprises you anymore is really rare, and it's a really nice thing when it happens, you know. Trish says, to be fair, open world games turn into being too big just for the sake of it being open world. Totally agree. Totally agree. FF7 Rebirth was turned open world, and it's a bit too open. You like the remake? Ubisoft games are the worst. Just slop. Yeah. FF7 Rebirth. So the remake of Final Fantasy VII, it's been on my list for a long, long while. And obviously the second remake game has come out. I was a big Final Fantasy player back when I was younger, not so much nowadays. My first one was Final Fantasy VIII, which I played when it first came out in about, when was that? 1998 or thereabouts. And oh man, do you know what? Like, teenage me was playing Squall Lionheart and being like, yeah, this guy gets it. He understands me. Oh, it's cringe. FF10 is your favourite game of all time. FF10 is a very, very solid pick for your favourite FF game, to be honest. Like, yeah. What is this? Okay, well, it looked like there was a platform over there, so yes, we can crystal dash straight to this one. So we're not gonna play nonsense with these spikes. Oh man, I tell you what, my hand is definitely feeling it. You love exploring, you don't care having 20 markers going on, as long as they put care and love into the world, totally works. How many pictures you have of you being out of bounds in terror? There we go, you go under that one. Okay, fine, fine, fine. Ugh, right, okay, we've got to time that jump. If you're not mistaken, I'm getting close to the end. No. Really? Okay. Has some exploration elements and it's perfect, and the soundtrack is top tier. Do you know what, right? Oh man, this is gonna take me back to Xanacan. I used to play the piano, and one of my specialties at the school talent show was always playing some Final Fantasy tune on the piano or other. And of course, right, like, the 90s, video games are not really mainstream in the 90s, right? And so you'd have these parents come up to you and be like, afterwards, and they'd be like, oh my god, yes, to Xanakand, I played that. I played that in the school talent show one year. I played a piano rendition of, I played a piano rendition of One Winged Angel one year. And Aerith's theme as well. And it was kind of obscure enough, because video games were not really something that parents knew that much about or paid attention to. Like, they'd heard of Sonic and they'd heard of Mario and whatever, right? But they weren't really paying that much attention. And so I'd have these parents come up to me after parents' evening and they'd go, oh, it's an amazing piece of music. The composer was Japanese, you say? Interesting. And do you follow much Japanese classical music? And like, it would just totally go over their heads, the origin of this stuff. Via Purifico. I do not remember that one. Oh, Unamatsu. Oh, amazing, amazing. I tell you what, right, I'll recommend you a YouTuber to check out. His name is Alex Mulaka. You might have already heard of him. He's a very popular YouTube musician. But, oh man, he does great stuff. And he's a big Final Fantasy fan. He's a composer himself, but he also does a lot of, like, fan edits. I said, well, is it correct to call them fan edits if he's a professional musician? You know? But, you know, it might not be correct to call them fan edits, but he does a lot of breakdowns of Final Fantasy music, right? He did a brilliant breakdown of the Genova theme and just why it slaps so hard. But he's also done a lot of remixes, and his remixed version of The Landing from Final Fantasy VIII is absolutely my favourite version of it, right? I tell you what, I'm having real trouble with this last. One. Do I know the video game pianist? I do not. I've not heard of that creator. Whoa, we're getting there. I tell you what, this section's tricky though, isn't it? We need to get better at timing those spikes for sure. That guy's a genius. Heard he was in a car accident. He can't play anymore. Oh no. That's always really sad when that happens, you know. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Mark of Pride, do your thing for us, please. It's a weird feeling, you know, when someone that you feel close to online has something like that going on in their lives, right? Well, not even online. I mean, like, you know, celebrities and so forth, right? Like, I remember when Michael Schumacher had his skiing accident, and I was a big Schumacher fan, right? I mean, I still am a big Schumacher fan. I'm a big Ferrari fan. I've got like some of his memorabilia up on my wall out of shot here. Michael Schumacher's Formula 1 driver, for anyone who's unaware, or he was a Formula 1 driver rather. He retired back in 2013 or thereabouts. But yeah, I remember finding out about his skiing accident and just thinking to myself, like, wow, like, that is for, like, the greatest race car driver of all time to end up in a coma from a skiing accident. It just feels so mundane and not correct, you know. And it gives you a weird feeling, right? Because you don't know these people in real life, right? I never interacted with Michael Schumacher at all, but you do get the sort of genuine feelings of sadness, right? Because it's like something you love has sort of been taken out of the world, or has been changed in some totally immutable way. That's and now the world is never going to be the same as it was, you know, the day before, you know. Man, that got real heavy. Oh, thank you very much, Tris. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your evening. Oh, you're thinking of something. You're thinking of someone else, different guy. But yeah. It's because we've been listening to this like violin music for like an hour and a half now at this point. I tell you what, they could have perhaps gone with something a little bit more ambient for this, do you think? Oh, just missed it. It's really good, but it's getting properly grating. Yeah, it's the kind of constant... It's constant escalation, isn't it? It's like a theme park cue music. There's no beginning, middle, or end. It's just music. Oh, I could tell you about theme park music for sure. So I used to work in a theme park, right? The very first job I ever had was working at Thorpe Park, which is a theme park just... it's just inside the M25 in West London. And yeah, I worked at Thorpe Park for like 2 summers when I was 16, 17, and do you know what? I kind of loved it because they paid, back in those days, they paid £4.50 an hour, which was 50p an hour more than they were legally required to in minimum wage. Right, so I'm making an extra 50p an hour than at other places that I could have gone and worked for. And nowadays, would not want to work at a Merlin park. I get the impression they're not the best employer. So technically, I was actually employed by a. That's weird. Can you pogo off these spikes? No, you definitely can't. Maybe we were just kind of getting a little bit lucky with whatevers. I don't know. With the spikes kind of being there but just not visible. Yeah, so technically I worked for a different company that was contracted to run the game. So I had nothing to do with the rides or tickets or anything like that. I ran the games. And it was great fun. Like, yeah, I really enjoyed it actually. Like, it was hard. You had to talk for hours and hours. Oh, we got spiked. Because you're constantly trying to drum up business, you know? Like, I mean, you didn't have to, but if you wanted to get that bonus... Like, oh yeah, we also had performance-related bonuses. I mean, the bonuses were really hard to get, but they were there, so if you had a really good day, you could get yourself a bonus, and it was, like, they were hard to get, but they were achievable. Oh no! Straight into the spikes. So yeah, I mean, you could sit back on your game if you wanted to, and like people would come to you and buy tickets for your game. But like, but I would, you know, you'd be constantly trying to drum up business and talk to passers-by and get them to play. Souffle and you went to Alton Towers last summer. The games operator could not have. Oh no, you missed the thing, and they were like, "Go ahead, I don't care." So you got many cheap plush toys that day. Lovely. Well, so here's my tip for you is invest in one of the lockers, right? Because if you go and do... So the strategy that we were always told was you want people wandering around the park with your cuddly toy, right? Because if you're the if you're the stall with the giant flamingos on it, people will, over the course of the day, see the giant flamingos being carried around the park. Right? Where am I going with this? People will see the giant flamingos being carried around the park, and they'll go, the giant flamingo game is a winnable game. Like, I've seen people with the giant flamingos, so you could win that game. And so people are more inclined to play a game that they can win. How does this translate to you if you're going as a guest? Well, the game's operators are actually given quite a bit of leeway in terms of making deals, right? Now, okay, admittedly, this is all information from like 25 years ago or something, you know, so like, take this with a pinch of salt. It might be totally different nowadays, but people have a lot of, the game's operators have a lot of leeway on the deals they can strike, and so early in the morning, they're more inclined to make a deal so that they can get their prizes in the hands of guests wandering around the park. So all you have to do is make sure that you get one of those lockers at the start of the day so that you can go back and pop your prizes in the locker. Because, like, obviously, who actually wants to be carrying around the giant cuddly toy? Ah, no, we totally missed it. You can attest that, to be honest, because Soph saw one giant Snorlax. What? Giant Snorlax? Why wouldn't you want it? Oh man, that's brilliant. For Halloween this year, me and the family, we all went as Pokemon, and my wife and daughter went as Snorlaxes. So she was adult Snorlax, and child was tiny baby Snorlax, and it was so adorable. Oh no, the timing on that was perfect as well. Yeah, but also, I mean, don't be afraid to, like, try and strike up a deal with them. And just like, literally, just be as brazen as saying, hey, rather than having to get 3 targets down, can I have a prize if I get 2 targets down? Right? Like, you could knock 30% off the difficulty of the game if you have a compliant games operator, let's say. It's worth trying to be brazen, for sure. I mean, obviously, you know, don't harass the game operator as such, and if he says, oh, you know, I don't, you know, if they say, oh, you know, not really allowed to make deals like that, then, you know, it's probably like the rules have changed or whatever, or maybe they've been giving out too much recently. Everett Topanga's in the chat. Oh, thank you very much for the birthday wishes, Everett. Good to see you. How has your Monday been? I tell you what, right? I mean, Darkflow might be correct. Maybe we are approaching the end, but this section is tough, isn't it? Oh man, the timing on that. Okay, wait. Maybe we should use the timing on these. Right, step back, let's have a think. Maybe we need to use the timing on these to time the timing of the other ones, because they're clearly all in sync with each other. So the thing is, can we smoothly get across the other pieces though? So let's go as soon as it comes up. Ooh, so when it comes up is actually kind of not a bad shout. Oh no! That was the furthest we've ever got! You live in an area of 89% eclipse, so you've just been outside a while. Amazing! Amazing. I remember when the solar eclipse came to Cornwall in the UK, which I believe was around about 1999 or something like that. I went down to Herstmonceux to watch it, and yeah, magical experience, you know, and the fact that it's tracking over so much of the US and Canada, I think it's touching Canada. Savour it, really do. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, it really is. Ah, we went to the right again. But yeah, okay. So we're going when the thing first goes up, yeah? And that pretty much gives us the correct timing, if we're smooth on the rest of it. It makes the other thing be going sort of upwards, though. Oh, no, that's not. You hadn't realised how big it was going to be. You just had the odd experience of watching Sky News cut into programming to watch people in Vermont watch the eclipse. Do you know what? Like, I've heard that you can literally see... Oh, that's weird. We weren't quite in time that time. You can literally see the path of the eclipse. If you look at Airbnb bookings by geographic location, you can see the path of the eclipse on the map. Amazing. Oh, I needed to down pogo that one. Oh. I totally forgot to time that one anyway, so never mind. That jump was a little bit floaty, so yeah, we're not in time. Maybe let's try the other half of the thing. No. A town close to the centre put on a 3-day festival. That's brilliant. And to be fair, why not? Right? Like... Jason Pargin, who if you've not heard of, you should definitely go and follow on TikTok, because he's like one of the most insightful men I've ever come across. Jason Pargin was saying, if aliens exist, right, if we ever meet aliens, alien tourism is going to centre purely around solar eclipses. Because the odds that an alien planet has a moon that does eclipses in the same way that ours does is basically zero. So when we do meet aliens, that's what we've got to sell them. Alien tourism. I think it's an amazing idea. Because it's the one thing that they're never going to have on their own planet. Now that we've got the timing of that a little better, we can hit these just a touch more consistently. Just missed it. Unless they have 8 or so moons all eclipsing each other. Yeah, that's a possibility. Ah, no, we didn't get the timing. Come on. I feel like we were a little bit late on that one, and our jump was a little floaty. That's more like it. Ah. This is definitely the hardest section we've come to so far. Oh no. You haven't really thought about how odd it is. Visually, our star and moon about the same size. Yeah, I mean, like, the odds are incalculably small. But also, well, the odds are even smaller given how the moon kind of came to be honest. Because you don't usually... That's the furthest we've ever been now. We have an incredibly large moon for the size of our planet, and it's a lot closer than a moon would usually be. Well, kinda, broadly. But it's very large for the size of our planet, right? Like, Mars's moon... Like, Mars is... Well, hang on, wait. Venus is about the same size as Earth, but I don't think Venus has a moon. Mars has two moons, Phobos and Deimos, but they're both very small, like really small. Deimos is literally not even round. It's kind of oblong because it doesn't have enough gravity to round itself out. So I mean, so it's not just the case that as the solar system formed and the accretion disk coalesced, there happens to be a planet with a moon the right size, because almost certainly the moon is actually a product of a colossal meteor strike, as in like a meteor that is maybe around about a quarter of the size of the Earth itself, literally just smashing into the molten Earth and causing what is effectively two very... I mean, I'll call them similar size objects, right? I mean, like, the Earth is obviously a lot larger than the Moon, but on an astronomical scale, the Moon and the Earth are similar in size, right? And so, yeah, so it's not even just rare in the sense that you'd need to have a planet that forms in the correct way. It's like you need to have a planet that gets hit by a giant meteor of just the right size in just the right way, which is, yeah, kind of makes it even wilder, right? We were waiting for the buzzsaw to come the other way around. It seems like the vertical saw is on a 2 times time loop, right? So sometimes it's at the bottom of its cycle and sometimes it's at the top, and you've got basically a 50-50 chance. Ah. Oh no, we pogoed too high. Nah. I have impressive astronomical knowledge. Thank you. I don't know, it's just random stuff that I've watched over the years. Like, I mean, I did get a physics degree, but I'd never studied astrophysics formally. But, yeah, my degree was, well, my first degree, rather, was experimental physics. So I spent a lot of time with, like, lasers and stuff. I didn't get the timing right there. Having said that, I mean, I think astrophysics is quite interesting. And I did do a module of general relativity. That was purely out of masochism rather than anything else, though. Because that wasn't even in the physics department. I had to go to the maths department for that module. But I said to myself, like, oh no, you know, I don't want to go and do a physics degree and not study any general relativity. Like, come on. I'd sort of feel a bit shortchanged if I did like 4 years and never did any general. Oh no, come on. Whoa. Let's have a little bit of tea. My tea's going to be incredibly cold by this point. Yep, that's a cold tea. Don't worry though, it's chamomile. It's not like a milky tea or anything. But yeah, it's one of the reasons why I respect the Myst games so much, right? Like, I was talking on the Myst stream a couple of episodes ago that, like, someone at Cyan clearly has put a lot of effort into constructing machines and things for their, like, mechanical machines that somewhat look reasonable. Like, you can kind of guess at their function before you turn them on. Oh, no, 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 no. It's pogoing whilst moving left and right. It's so hard. So hard. This section is tough. Okay. I don't think there's a crystal... Oh, there's a slight crystal dash skip there. Oh, do you know what? That might be an easy way of doing that, actually, then. Although, there's no way to time yourself. I don't know. Is that easier? I'm not 100% sure this is easier, to be honest, because you do things like that. Yeah, totally went in the wrong phase there. That was the same. That was basically the same as our previous furthest. I don't know why I didn't dash there. I just kind of lost concentration for a second. Oh, here we go. No! The Denis definitely had astronomers. You'll learn more about them later. The Denis having astronomers is very interesting for a race of mole people that live underground. Like, what practical purpose would the Denis have for astronomers? It's not like they do ocean navigation. Okay, well that answers that question as to whether you can shadow dash through a spike, through a buzzsaw. Oh, I'm starting to get sore fingers. That was a very floaty jump, but we just about got there in time. Full concentration face now. Oh no! I broke my full concentration face to make a comment. Oh, come on. I'm just not getting my inputs correct there. Oh, and that timing was all wrong as well. Yeah, so one of the presents I got today was a copy of the Book of Tiana, which I'm really looking forward to reading. So at the moment I'm working my way through Dune Messiah, which is a great read so far. Would highly recommend the Doom series so far. It's been really great. And yeah, once I've done Messiah, before doing Children of Doom, I think I will do Book of Tiana. And then there's the Book of Denis, and then we've got the trilogy done, right? Oh, what a tease! Spikes just disappeared just as I needed them. Oh, no. Competence in all physical sciences was a prerequisite to the art. One must know not only how, but what to write. I love it. I love it. If a planet blows up, the linking spot remains good, so one must have a plan for linking into space. Whoa. You know, one thing we never actually tried on our Exile playthrough was linking to the broken Riven book. But obviously, like, I don't know. Because the descriptive book, I mean, Riven itself destroyed, but the descriptive book to Riven destroyed? Question mark? Do you know what? I've just had a bit of a revelation, right? I've just had a bit of a revelation. We were talking about sequence breaking earlier. I know how we can hang in the air a little bit longer as necessary. That hangs you in the air. We can Abyss Shriek, and we can... Yeah! Okay. Doing it with Abyss Shriek seems a little bit easier, it has to be said. than doing it with the thing. Vengeful Spirit. But like, is that a strat? Because it holds us in the air just a touch longer. I didn't time my jump again. Oh wow, we kind of went over our obstacles too quickly. Yes, yes it did. So obviously Book of Tiana is long since out of print. But do you know what? Oh man! So I got given a second-hand copy. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Like, I was expecting something of similar quality to the Book of Atreus, right? Which is of course like an Amazon print-on-demand thing. But like, the paper is so nice, and the pages are coloured as well. It's coloured paper. It's not printed on white. And yeah, and it's got a map on the inlay, which of course I immediately recognise from Atreus's descriptions as it's a map. Well, at least part of the map is the path down to Denis, or I suppose Kavira. That would have been an ideal time to try and use our Abyss Shriek. Ah, that was way too floaty. Oh, okay, no, it worked though. Shoot. Oh! So that's the furthest we've ever got now. I think I'm sensing where this 6-hour figure is coming from now. Oh no, we needed to dash first if we're going to do it that way. Hey, Spiper's in the chat. Good evening to you, Spiper. How are you doing today? Good to see you. We are playing Hollow Knight, Path of Pain. What is that? Wait, what? What did we just see? So there's a thing. How are we getting under that? We need to get back there. Out of sequence, out of sequence. We kind of don't want to chase the buzzsaws. We sort of want the buzzsaws to come to us a little bit. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes, Spiper. No, missed it again. F. Oh! Oh, that was really close. Not the one, not the one. Yeah, I didn't actually time that thing properly, did I? Yeah, no, so we don't want to be doing it as the spikes are coming up. No, we might have been a little late on that. No, we're okay. Disagree. Hey. Missed your last comment when you were signing off last time. You think the Janan in ages taught physical sciences that are prerequisite for the art, and the brothers seem to learn those. However, they never got round to training in the art itself. Yes. I believe Spiper was saying something to the effect of maybe it being a retcon or maybe it not being a retcon, I'm not sure. But, I mean, clearly I think, regardless of whether they learned a little bit of the art or not, they clearly never mastered it. Otherwise they'd have just written their own ages to go and ransack, right? Oh no, I got out of sorts there. And that timing was not the one either. Too high. Too high. Right. Not high enough that time. getting there. No, I got my timing wrong on that one. What are you supposed to do there? There's like no way through that. Got the impression from Exile that Atreus was planning to teach them. His use of the word promised in the recording suggests his sons wanted to learn it. Oh. To be fair though, I don't know. Parents say all sorts of nonsense to their kids though. No! Oh, we already used our double jump. Disagree. I definitely pogoed that one. Oh, that was my own fault. Okay, it feels like we're dialing into it a little bit more now, he says, as he immediately just nosedives into the spikes. But it feels like we're getting towards those late spikes slightly more frequently. Oh no! Oh well, that's definitely not what you want to be doing. Oh, that was such a sweet run as well. That was such a sweet run. Okay. You find it hard to believe that anyone wouldn't want to learn the art, so Atra's deciding against teaching them later after writing at least 5 different ages just for the purpose seems like a retcon. Interesting. Maybe. You don't often delicately float across a thorny hellscape, but when you do, I prefer to have it just keep going. Oof. Oh, come on. The timing on that last buzzsaw there is really funny, isn't it? This is unhinged. This is unhinged. This is by far the hardest platforming we've ever had to do. The problem is, I have no idea. Right, okay. We've got a saw that's going along the bottom. We've got a giant stalactite, which has a saw on the opposite side of it. But, like, the saw that's moving across the bottom, I don't think is going fast enough that you can pogo it off one side. Oh, maybe if it's coming towards you. If it's coming towards you, could you pogo it? It goes this way. You dash, double jump, and it's caught you up to pogo again? That's my best thinking. That would mean that the spikes, the little spikes, you have to bounce off those spikes until the timing is correct. Right, this has to be a timing one. The only thing I would say in defense of it not being a retcon would be that... we didn't get the timing right on that one anyway. The only thing I would say in the defense of it not being a retcon is that childhood is a long time, you know? Like, if you're talking about teaching someone the art when they're like 13, 14, 15, you could make these grandiose plans. Do you have limited buzz? No, you can pogo as much as you want. Sometimes game just says no. If you're teaching someone the art when they're like 13, 14, 15, there's a long time between them being 3, 4, 5 years old where you hatch these grandiose plans of, my son, when you get older, I'm going to teach you the art. and them actually like then becoming teenagers and so on. You know, I mean, like there's 10 years. Atreus has got like an entire decade to abandon his family in that time. So that's what I would say in defense of it possibly not being a retcon as such, is like it's arguably reasonable to say that Atreus may have created Jananin and the training worlds. Right. I'm trying to find the right time. Do you know what? It would actually be really handy for me to go back and re-watch that recording so that I can see when it is. Hang on, wait, no, do you know what? I totally can. Alright, hang on. See, you guys are not going to be able to see this, but I can save a snapshot recording from the last couple of minutes. Okay, there's my last backtrack. Right, go on, okay. We're going. Is this cheating? I don't know. Right, okay. So we're on the saw, we're on the saw. Okay. So it comes in when we bounce, and then we bounce twice more. Okay, is it once every 2 bounces it comes in? So it's when it's down. Yeah, okay. It's once every 2 bounces. So what we need to do... So it is in sync. Okay, I think what we need to do is we need to see it come in and we bounce and then we're gonna go. Because by the... No, wait. Sorry, hang on. Let me rewatch it again. I almost kind of need to do this frame by frame because it's so quick. So we bounce on the mid. Yeah, no, okay. We need to see it come in. We're going to bounce twice and then we're going to go. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We have... MIKR Rice, hello, first time chatter and subscribed. Thank you very much for that subscription. Great to have you. Welcome to the stream. We are doing Path of Pain. We're very close to having this section done, I think. We're getting closer and closer each time. Are you familiar with Hollow Knight? Ah, no, shoot. So if you're not familiar with Hollow Knight, Path of Pain is the most unhinged platforming in the entire game. So much so that not only is it not optional, not only is it totally optional, it doesn't even count towards completion percentage. So you can get true ending without even having done this. There is no reward for doing it except to say that you have done it. It's by far... It's one of the hardest challenges in the game. It really is. You own a copy but you haven't played it yet. This is one of my all-time favourite games. It really is. I've never beaten Path of Pain, but maybe that will change today. No, we got the timing wrong on that one. Okay, we were a little bit floaty on the jump there, but we've caught up the spikes, but didn't quite get it. Nearly. I mean, we were bouncing on the thing. That's the thing we've got to bounce on. I feel like once we've solved that puzzle, we'll be alright for that section, right? We didn't time our spikes correctly that time. Well, we fell out anyway. Last night you watched the first half of my Riven walkthrough before bed. Already tell it's going to be a great series. Love that you have high appreciation for the details. Thank you very much. Do you know what? Like, going back and watching Myst, right? My Myst playthrough, and the start of my Riven playthrough, right? Where I can't remember any of the names of the characters, and I'm like, yeah, you know, Rand Miller's character, whatever his name is and stuff. And now I'm in deep. I'm in deep now. Like, oh man, I've read the Book of Atreus. I just got the Book of Tiana for my birthday. Like, yeah, we're going deep into the lore now. And you'll probably find if you do watch Myst 3 and Myst 4, which is the one we're up to. We're currently most of the way through Myst 4, I would say. Most of the way, part of the way at least. The lore discussions just get more and more detailed over time. First half of first episode. Yeah, fair enough, okay. Well, I mean, you never know, right? Because, I mean, it's an 11-episode series, and I certainly have had wonderful comments from people who have just sat and binged the whole series in, like, a weekend, right? And I'm like, wow! Like, this is... I wasn't sure which way to go. And it's like, yeah, it's like, wow. You know, because I can see, obviously, if people comment on the videos, I can obviously see those comments, and if I see the same person commenting on like part 2, 3, 4, and 5, like on the same weekend, it's like, oh wow, you're like really hammering through all of these. But yeah, I mean, the plan is that we're going to get through. We're going to play all of them. You know, Myst 4, Uru is up next. Uru Complete Chronicles. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I totally messed that up. And then Myst 5, and then... well, that'll be it. Well, I tell you what we're doing after we beat Myst 5. We're going back to OG Myst, because I never played Rhyme from the original Myst, because I played the 2021 remake, which didn't have Rhyme in it. So what we'll do, and I think that'll be a nice bookend to the series as well, because it'll be a long time by that point. We'll have been playing those games like every week for a year at least by that point. And I think it'd be a nice way to bookend that series, going back to the original Myst and rereading the books from the library now that we have like a better understanding of the lore and their meaning, and yeah, I think it'd be really interesting. Right, we're going to bounce twice, and then we're going. No! That was it! That was it! That was it! Did you see it? Oh! Everett, thank you very much for coming along to the stream. Thank you very much for coming along. Have a great evening. Oh, that was the one. That was the one. Right. We just got to have the confidence. We've got to have the confidence to do it. You love it. You can't wait. The whole game lineup is so good. I heard you've played Abduction also. Firm is a good one to hit too. Also from Cyan. Yeah, so Abduction. So I started Myst first. Wait, did I start Myst first or did I start Abduction first? I can't remember. Do you know what? I'm not sure. I think I started streaming Abduction first, because Abduction was the original Sunday stream. And Myst, I didn't stream, I just recorded Myst. So I have a feeling that I was playing Abduction on the Sunday streams, but then wanted more, so started playing Myst on recording because I couldn't wait for the next weekend for the next episode of Abduction. I think that's how it was ordered. But yeah, I mean, to be fair though, like, I've had such a good time streaming Myst. I can't imagine that my Riven series would have been as good as it is without it being on stream, you know? Like, I always think... Well, I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts, to be fair, if you do watch my other recordings on YouTube, because I always think that... Oh no, I got the timing wrong. I feel like I'm better at streaming than I am at recording. Because I really like the interaction with the audience. And I feel like you guys always give me a lot of topics that I can talk about whilst we play these games. Like, to the extent that sometimes we literally just pause the game and go, okay, pause that. I want to have a conversation about this for a while now, because that's kind of an interesting idea, you know? And, yeah, I can't imagine that my Riven playthrough would have been as good without an audience there live. But, unfortunately, I would love to stream more. I would love to stream 3 times a week rather than 2 or 4 times a week. But the problem with streaming is the schedule. Because when I'm recording, I can record half an hour, right? If my daughter wakes up, I can pause and I can come back half an hour later and finish the episode. And all you'll see on the recording is a jump cut, right? And I won't even particularly mention it. But, yeah, we got caught on the edge there. And so, you know, I have 2 slots a week where we stream. And the rest of the time, I mean, like, I could stream, but I wouldn't be able to keep a reliable schedule, right? Like, I mean, you know, depending on how my daughter's doing at the time, sometimes she sleeps better than other times, right? And if she sleeps through, then yeah, it's absolutely fine. Like, you could have streamed that night, but you don't know in advance. Ah, sticky jump button that time. You don't know in advance when those nights are going to be. And of course you could say, oh yeah, well we'll do a danger stream, and we have on occasion done like a danger stream in the past where it's like, we're not doing anything like specific, but like if I have to go and like deal with bedtime or whatever, then we'll stop the stream early and that'll be that. So, you know, it might be a 2-hour stream, or it might be like half an hour, it might be 20 minutes, you know, you just don't know. But the problem is, I think it's a little bit much to ask people to like consider setting their schedule to that. Ah, pretty good, pretty good. Tough part of streaming these is making sure your audience doesn't spoil things. Yeah, I mean, it's occupational hazard, of course, and there have been people that have commented, particularly on the YouTube videos, people commenting about spoilers on the stream chat and so on. To be fair, you can also get spoilers in the YouTube comment section too, of course. You know, it's just that you don't necessarily see those live. They're like spoilers for like the following week. Yeah, occupational hazard, really. No way to avoid it, particularly. I mean, all you can really do is ask people to be respectful and mindful of other people's viewing experiences, and sometimes people go close to the line but don't cross it, and some people accidentally go over the line occasionally, and do you know what, that's also fine, because people kind of make mistakes, right? Like, I don't think we've ever had anyone on the channel, like on the stream or in the comment section, that has maliciously tried to spoil things for people, right? And that's the important thing to remember, is that unless it's someone who's actually trolling you, what it is it's someone who's made an honest error because they don't think what they said was particularly a spoiler. Right, 1, 2. Oh no! That was the bounce we were going to go from. So yeah, so it's kind of about like, so it's about sort of treating people with a certain amount of grace and kindness, I suppose, you know. Yeah, it would be a big ask, you know. And yeah, like if it were a variety stream, like a chess stream or something, where it's like, hey, we're going to play chess and like, yeah, we're going to play a few games of chess, and if we get called away, then it's not too big of a problem because we'll be between games or whatever. But I think it's actually just much more sensible to just stick to a schedule of twice a week, and just make sure that those are nice, high-quality streams, right? But as I say, I mean, mostly it's born out of the fact that I think my streams are better than my recordings. I think the viewing experience is better. I would be really interested to hear from people in the YouTube comment section as to whether they agree with that or not. Like the most analogous, like probably the best data I have on that is maybe the fact that Mist and Riven themselves, right? Because Riven is by far my most popular video series on YouTube, like hugely. And Mist is my second most popular. But it's interesting, or at least I think it's interesting, that... No. Right, now we're going to go. Oh, that was it! That was it, that was it! Right. Pogo comes in, we dash, we pogo, we've got a pogo on the static one. At least that one's static, so we don't have to worry about it moving. We can almost take a break whilst pogoing on it. Almost. I'm a nice fellow to talk to. Oh, thank you. That's nice. Nope, missed it. You agree. You've been following my streams for months now. My streams are always so nice. Thank you. I mean, of course, it's a little bit of a biased audience, right? Because by definition, you are the guys that come and watch my streams, right? So, in that sense, you guys might not be the best people to give me feedback on how I could improve my YouTube videos. Missed it. Yeah, I mean, Dark, you've been with us. Oof. Well, I mean, very chance meeting on Reddit, effectively, wasn't it? Because it was your suggestion that we should play Taiji for the first time, and that was a peak experience, really, because we played Taiji, and then episode 3 we actually had Matthew van der Vander himself like find the stream, and he was like, oh hey, you know, I created this game, thanks for playing it, and Matthew was so cool to hang out with, and for a lot of Taiji, you know, for a lot of Taiji it was me, Darkflow, and Matthew just kind of hanging out, and that was really cool. And like I've never spoken to someone who has like actually published a game before, right? And like, I don't know, yeah, I got a little bit starstruck on that stream, you know. Taiji, incidentally, is such a good game. If you've not checked out Taiji, you absolutely should. It's the first game in a long time where I was like, I'm not done with this game yet. Right, 1, 2. No, we got the timing wrong. Sorry, hang on. It's supposed to be 2 and then we just go. We're not supposed to bounce up and then go. It's 2 and we just go. Blah. That helps me a lot with my attention span. You've been following a lot of other streamers recently, and I do believe that it's thanks to my streams you've been enjoying these long-form live content things a lot more. Oh wow, thank you. It's a really interesting pastime, right? Like, when I speak to people who don't get it, okay, 1, 2, and then we're gonna go. No, wait. Did I miscount? It's 2 after it goes, isn't it? We went way too early that time. Maybe in a few months you'll be able to talk to another game developer. Well, maybe. It's a curious pastime, streaming, right? Because, like, you know, I talk to people in real life as well, right? Shocking, I know, right? That I would know people in the real world, but I talk to people in real life, and some of them get the appeal of streaming, although they think it's a little bit strange, right? There's more kind of like, you know, their reaction is often one of, oh, I don't think I would enjoy doing that. I think I'd rather just play the games. I think I'd just rather play the games and not have to, like, you know, worry about like talking to an audience and so on. Although I regard this a lot less like performing and a lot more like playing a video game with other people that you're talking to at the time. So, like, yeah, I kind of regard this as like playing with a group of people and just like having a good time and hanging out and so forth. So a lot of people kind of get the streaming itself. Very rarely do people understand why other people would watch me, you know? Not me specifically, but streamers in general, right? And I think this is a very common thing. And the esports argument is easy, right? Because I used to watch esports, and my mother, particularly, would be like, I don't get it. Why are you watching people play Counter-Strike? Why don't you play it yourself? Because I also used to play Counter-Strike back in the day as well. And the esports argument you can get away with, because you sort of go, well, yeah, but why do people watch professional football, right? Because professional football's entertaining. It's entertaining to watch people at the top of their game play a game that they're really good at, that they're much better than you will ever be at, right? I do find it very hard to explain to people who don't get it. Hang on. This is the bit I need to concentrate for. Right. One. Ah! I do find it very hard to explain to people who don't get it what the appeal of watching an average person play a video game is, except to try and, like, as modestly as possible, say something like, because it's entertaining? I don't know, you know? Like I used to watch a huge amount of Ryuka. Ryuka is a, I mean, he streams as well. I mean, I used to watch him on YouTube rather than on Twitch, because one of the downsides of living in the UK is that most of the big streamers are obviously based in the US, and that time zone just doesn't really work the opposite direction at all, because, you know, people streaming in the evening is going to be like the middle of the night for me. So I used to watch Ryuka on YouTube, and he mostly does Super Mario Maker. Just incredibly entertaining. My wife and I used to watch PewDiePie every single day. 1, 2. No! Oh, we fluffed that so many times. My wife and I used to watch PewDiePie every single day. This is a PewDiePie chair. You know, it's got the PewDiePie, like, swirls on it and stuff. PewDiePie obviously doesn't do much YouTube nowadays, because he's got, like, a kid and stuff. But, yeah, I always used to really love his stuff. I really got into PewDiePie... Oh, it was sort of just before the whole T-Series thing kicked off. 1... Oh, no. You've always wanted to meet Rand and the team, but haven't yet. I live in the same city as Cyan Worlds, but the timing of Mysterium has just never worked out. Mate, if you live in the same city as Cyan Worlds, just, like, rock up to their office. Be bold, be brave. Like, I don't know. They'll probably turn you away, but, like, I don't know, maybe you could, like, leave a thing, or, like, ask if you could, like, make an appointment or something, I don't know. Or, no, I tell you what we're gonna do, right? Okay, here's the plan. We're gonna register a business. We're gonna register a business in your state, and you're gonna create some kind of service that Cyan Worlds needs. Right? Now, okay, now, not software related. That's too obvious. That's too obvious. It's got to be something like that the office manager would really love. Something like coffee deliveries, or dry cleaning deliveries, or something like that, right? Something that's going to make the office manager's life easier. Then you get in with the office manager... And you just go from there, right? Let us know how you get on with this plan. I feel fully invested now in this story. I feel like I accidentally just encouraged you to, like, spearfish Cyan Games, but, like, don't do any identity theft as part of this plan. That's not cool. How are we listening to this music still? Oh man, to be honest, I've kind of tuned it out a little bit. Darkflow says, depends on the game really, but most of the times I feel like the fun of watching a Let's Play is about seeing another person experience a certain game, seeing what they go through and how they handled the game's challenges and what aspects they prefer. Yeah. I think with something like Myst, Riven, Outer Wilds, games of that nature, because you can only experience them for the first time once, Subnautica put in this category as well, because you can only experience them for the first time once, there is certainly a strong sense of the only way you can experience the game for a second time is vicariously through someone else. Well, Jack, you've really not missed anything either, because I think we're literally still on the same section that you left us on. This is punishing. It is punishing, this section. Thankfully, we have at least got the timing of most of this nonsense down, so we can fairly consistently get, like, this far. That's where we fluffed it. You haven't played Outer Wilds yet, you hear it's great. Outer Wilds... I'm going to wait for the next attempt to give Outer Wilds the discussion it deserves. Right. Pause for a second. Outer Wilds... Okay. There's a few things you kind of need to know going into it, in that it is quite a scary game. Outer Wilds is like... It properly plays on a lot of different phobias, so I wouldn't recommend it if you have, like, a phobia of space, if you have a phobia of deep water, if you have a phobia of, like, you know, celestial objects flying at you at high speeds. Like, what's that fear? There's a fear of giant things, like people who get scared of, like, you know, giant container ships and stuff because they're scared of really large objects. So I certainly struggled with a lot of the scariness of it in places, but it is a great game. Like, it's truly one of the greatest games ever made. It really is. If you go onto the subreddit, you will hear a decent portion of people, and bear in mind that the subreddit for Outer Wilds is very large. It's like 100,000 people or something. It's one of the largest gaming subreddits out there, which indicates the popularity of the game. I always thought of the game as being like a fairly niche, somewhat indie game, but like 100,000 Redditors would kind of suggest otherwise. Some people on that Reddit liken the Outer Wilds experience to almost like a religious, transcendental style experience. Now, I would not go that far. Right? I wouldn't go that far, but it is really, really solid. One of the best puzzle games that's ever been made. I would like to do sort of a replay of it. The only thing I would criticise it on, well, aside from the fact that the fans of it themselves can be a little bit aggressive in the defense of the game. Like, if you go onto the Outer Wilds subreddit, don't go there to criticize the game, right? Because even the parts of the game that are not perfect, yeah. There's definitely some parts of the DLC which not only do I think are not great, I think are actually a little bit poor, right? But don't say that on the Outer Wilds subreddit. So yeah, so the DLC I would say is pretty mid, to be honest. But the base game is amazing, you know. It's a 1 in 10 years kind of game. Megalophobia, says Souffle. Thank you. Ah, man, I feel like we're really fluffing this early section now. When you play it, make sure you play it a lot to get the whole thing in like a week. Yeah, maybe as well. It's definitely, it's a knowledge-gated puzzler, so I think you definitely will struggle with it if you can only play it for a couple of hours at a time, whatever, you know? Because there are sort of knowledge threads that you come to and you're like, wait a minute, what was that again? Right, 1, 2, and we're going. No, we need to hit it. We need to not double jump that, because we need to hit it as it's coming towards us. Wasn't paying attention. Okay, right, let's catch up on the chat. Spiver says, for me, with games such as Myst, it can be about seeing people reason through things. Even when they draw the wrong conclusions, it's still interesting. And I often feel they were right just to see where the story goes. You played Quern, and it was the closest I've been to scratching the cyan itch outside of their games. I really liked Quern. Quern was a real vibe. I give it that one. My criticism of Quern would be that it's limited by the fact it's a very kind of locks and keys based puzzler, right? So there's a lot of trying to work out which item goes with what. It's not as bad as like the quirky kind of adventure games, of course, but yeah, I mean, Quern is really solid, and for an indie developer as well, for a solo indie developer, really strong entry. Really strong entry. There's only a couple of puzzles I would criticise in Quern, and to be fair, as I think back on them, I think maybe I was perhaps even a touch harsh on my criticisms of the puzzles that I did criticise in our playthrough, because I think some of them are pretty reasonable. You would go that far personally. Amazing game design, incredible story. Honestly, it changes a man. Dark Flow is one of the converts, one of the Outer Wilds converts. You've got to play it when you're in the right mood. The DLC is really interesting. You like it from a gameplay perspective, and the setting is amazing. But it has its moments and some unnecessary elements. Yeah, for me, it's the mandatory stealth sections. And yeah, just not the vibe, really. I mean, like, come on, what are we gonna do? I feel like that bit where we've got the contra moving things and the one in the middle, we don't have a really good strategy for that section yet. Because we're kind of doing something different every time. We haven't really zeroed in on a strategy that consistently works for that section. I mean, like, at some point, I feel like we should give the DLC another go. Like, it would be nice to do an Outer Wilds playthrough, to be fair. It would just be a really weird one because I've played the base game and I don't know what you'd say, like half the DLC? I don't know how far through the DLC I realistically got. Darkflow will know, and I'll tell you where I got up to exactly, Darkflow. I got up to the mandatory stealth sections. and I think you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about there. So I don't know if that's like halfway through the DLC or not, to be fair, so is it worth doing a playthrough on stream at some point for the purposes of half a DLC blind playthrough? I don't know. Oh, did I just get the timing totally wrong on that one? Listening to the Traveller's song nearly brings me to tears sometimes. I just can't explain the feelings that game made me feel, and I'm far to have been touched by it as others did. You do, yeah, you do, as in, yeah, you do think it's worth doing it on stream at some point. Oh no, yeah, you do understand where I got up to. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah, see, we totally fluffed that. You definitely thought about stopping your playthrough at that point. Do you know what? I do see it on the subreddit occasionally, you know, like maybe about once every couple of months or so, I'll see someone posting about the fact that they're giving up on the DLC because they don't like that section. And I think that's pretty fair enough, because the criticism I have of it is not so much that the section itself exists, but it's more the fact that because you're on a pretty strict timer, quite often you'll find yourself in a situation where you're like, okay, well, oh no, I messed that up entirely. Sometimes you'll find yourself in a situation where you're like, okay, well, now I've got to, like, reset the loop, go and get on my spaceship, go and travel to the place, go and find a raft, find a lantern, find a thing, and you're like, it's 4 or 5 minutes for each attempt. So you're not exactly kicking the player out in a convenient spot for retries. Souffle believes in me! But yeah, you should probably play it again. It's got some moments for sure, and there's many ways to make the stealth sections less spooky, though there's still some stress attached to it. I have strongly considered just modding the game to deal with those sections, to be honest, because it's not like the issue I have with the stealth sections is that it relies a certain amount on you understanding how the AI behaves, because it's not like, and I'm trying to avoid like explicitly saying spoilery things for our friend Micah Rice here, but like it's not like the other planet where there is a thing that you learn, and by learning that thing you're like, oh right, that's the intended strategy here. Right, here we go. 1, 2. It wasn't close enough. Wait, what? Did I miscount it? Is it 2 after? I feel like I'm kind of losing concentration. Oh shoot, I've totally lost track of time. It's 10 o'clock, guys. It's 10 o'clock. We should have ended the stream ages ago. Oh man, okay. Right, we're gonna wrap. We're gonna wrap, right? Because I've got to get to bed. Damn, I gotta, like, concentration was, we were just sort of in the zone. Okie dokie. Honestly, the reduced frights option is a very good starting point. With it, they are really not an issue. But yeah. Oh, you can mute for what? No need to mute, no need to mute. Spiper says this has been fun. Okay, right, we're going to wrap up here. So, if you are watching this on YouTube in the future, thank you very much for sticking with us for this entire recording of this stream. I had a great time today hanging out with everyone. I hope you had a great time watching this. We are going to do another episode of this to try and get Path of Pain complete, right? So if you're watching on YouTube in the future, thank you very much for watching. Consider hitting that like button, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you very soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now. Okay. For those of us